Welcome to my channel. This is your brother, ekfrimpongtheteacher, and you're on KOKMinistries, Kingdom of Knowledge Ministries, impacting our generations. Today on dating, we are looking at happiness without sex. Today, we are trying to explore how do we maintain joy, fun, and be happy with each other without having sex. This is built on the premise that we are dating into marriage, or we are cutting our element so that we will marry as soon as possible. And because I have already told you that my purpose is to ensure that that marriage will not be a one-day wonder or will not end without cause or will not end somewhere in between, but will last till death do you part. That is why I'm treating this aspect there. And I've also told you that we have looked at marriages and the problems they have, and we are trying to resolve most of the problems at the dating phase. And when we are able to do this, it will help us to enter the marriage without those problems. We are trying to make marriages void of the problems we keep hearing in today's marriages. Therefore, we are trying to find out how can we keep happiness, fun, and joy without sex. Why do we have to take sex out, or why do we have to push sex to the background? The truth is this: in the marriage, sex will not always be present. In the marriage, you will not always be there for each other. In the marriage, it could happen that there could be a 1 year gap where two partners staying in the same room cannot have sex or make love for a whole year, a month, 3 months, weeks. And how do they continue to live in that harmony of love, and how can they continue to live in that joyful environment if sex is absent? Society, the world at large, has made us felt that the only joy or the only sweet thing between a man and a woman is when we are making love or when we are having sex. So we have built the whole marriage world around sex, and which actually is not the truth or the real picture. Therefore, we have to look at it holistically and work at it so that when we marry, we will enjoy the marriage even when lovemaking is not happening. There are a lot of reasons why lovemaking may not happen. It could be that your wife has been sick for a year, the husband has been sick for 2 years. It could be that the woman is having a menses. It could be that she has just given birth and you have to wait for a period of time before sex happens. It could also be that you guys, there has been a distance. You married, the marriage was a close relationship. Now it's a long distance relationship, and then you have to meet each other once a month or once every quarter or once a year. What then happens if the relationship or the dating phase, we couldn't find ways of being happy, having fun without lovemaking, and anytime we met, it was all about exploring our bodies and having fun and making love and all that. Then when there's an introduction of an element which is a long distance, then there is a problem. Then we have headaches. Then the marriage begins to shake. And by the time you realize that one partner is cheating, then it turns into another whole thing. One partner decides that this is no more working, then the marriage ends up in divorce. This is what we want to avoid. How do we avoid that? We can avoid that if at the dating stage we learn to be happy, have fun, have joyful moments without making love or having sex. That is one of the key elements. That's why our elders continue to tell us to wait on sex after the marriage, to wait on sex after the marriage, and that they tell us not to have sex now, we should hold on until we marry. They are not able to explain it to understand, but one of the key elements is for us to be able to find joy, happiness around each other without sex. So I hope you are appreciating the reasons. You are appreciating why we need to do that. We need to build that around in the dating. We need to build that in the relationship. If we are able to do that, it will go a long way to help us in the future. But if we are not able, then the future will have problems. I'm not saying that if we do this thing, the future will be devoid of problems. But what I'm saying is that if we are able to do that with understanding, then we will know what we can do when the love making is absent, how we can make each other happy when love making is out. This point, you bring the book of records. At this point, we have to pick our book of records and start jotting down ways we can be happy, have fun, have a lot of wonderful moments without love making, without actually having sex. We have to jot it down. So we must sit down and ask ourselves, what can we do? Can we go for a walk? Maybe you walk about 200-300 meters and come back home. Can we go out and have fun at the beach? Can we go partying? Can we go to church and still have that flair and have that joy? Can we be indoor and play, let's say, Ludo or drafts or spa, or have indoor games? Can we do toli or do comedy? We must ask these questions. And as we brainstorm, find ways of being happy around each other, then you will see that as we are doing this, we now get more comfortable with each other. We now become more comfortable with each other. We begin to appreciate each other more, and then we are able to bless each other without going the other way. And this will build our confidence entering into the marriage, because you know that if the sex is not happening, we can use these things to entertain ourselves. It is very important, and these things we have to brainstorm. Both partners must sit down and ask ourselves, Jack, how are we doing this? We have started dating. We are 3 months in the dating. We are 4 months in the dating. Sex hasn't happened yet. Okay, can we continue this for 6 months? Can we add another year to this without sex? How are we going to do that? Okay, we must come out with ideas how we are going to have fun, how we are going to make each other happy, how we are going to have joyful moments. Let's try this. You try it, it doesn't work. You cancel it out. You try it, it works. You add it in the book of record. You try that, it works. You add it in the book of record. You try this, it didn't work. You write it off. then your book of record is now becoming a master tool. Because in the marriage, you'll be referring to the book of record. We have to work at it. And this will also bring up conversations. We will now get to know our partner. Can they live without us for 6 months? Can they live without us for a week, a month? Can I trust him or her when I'm not around her? When you do these things together, you build confidence and trust for each other. And you now know whether you can trust your partner or not. Then you now know whether he or she can stay without you. Then you will now build trust and confidence for each other. Thank you for watching. Hit the notification button, subscribe to the channel. See you same time next week, and remember to share your experiences with me. God willing, we'll meet again next week. Bye.